drink, I fuck. Fuck.
Continue, man.
No,
Continue.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Take it from Chris's last line. Go. Action.
You know I'll never do anything to disrespect this family. I kill, I fuck, and I drink.
Go back. Take it again.
No, I fucking
fucked up.
kill.
DFK.
Do it again. I did it again.
The filming of Graves, I was actually in the process of moving across the country to California. So it was a little bit of a dilemma because we had shoot days scheduled for days that I was already supposed to be moved and gone. So we ended up being able to come together and work something out. Me and Will, I was able to get on a plane, fly to California, pick up my new keys for my apartment, and then fly back within 8 hours. Just a quick turnaround, came back and immediately started filming the next day.
Taskmaster. All right, ready? Scene 1, take 5, action. Filming Graves was going to be very different and very difficult, and I knew that the risk versus reward factor was going to be pretty high in the sense of you have a bunch of guys with president's masks and we're running around with firearms outside in open area in the public, and I knew that the tension was pretty high. The realism of how dangerous this really was to pull off was a huge contributing factor, and a lot of the cast was pretty much on edge with what we were going to do. But you know, they were good sports about it, and we were able to pull it off without being arrested. So that was pretty good. As time goes on and you're doing this long enough, I think that you continuously get better. And when we filmed the chase scene, that was a true testament to the amount of effort and the amount of risks that we were going to take. Now, the chase scene was done in 3 parts. We had to do it at a safe location with Yanko, who was shooting out of the vehicle, Pedro Dominguez. You know, we did about 17 takes of that to really have him outside the car where he was safe. And then the other scenes were done in the Bronx, which were pretty challenging because we had lights and sirens on a highway with traffic. So that was probably one of the most dangerous scenes that I have ever filmed.
Dominguez was as close to myself as I've ever played a character. You know, that if you want to talk about being in the absolute greatest make-believe situation, that to me was it. You know, so I want to thank the man, the myth, the director, you know, Wilfred La Salle, for being able to create such a character that would allow me to be as truthful and as lively as I possibly can.
Rolling sound, and action.
The truth of the matter is that the script was written in a way that it was natural for me to portray Sal. I immediately identify him as someone who is totally unhinged, someone who is aggressive to the point that he hit his highs almost constantly. He's really a savage of a human being, someone that I'm somewhat distant from, but But it was easy because all I needed to do was to keep pushing the envelope. Although physically it took a lot out of me. In some ways, looking back, I wish I would have given him a little more appeal. But it was just that the character took off. To tell you the truth, when I was on camera, I felt that I was Salvi.
Man, what I can tell you is that Charles did such an amazing job playing Salvi. I mean, his intensity, what he brought to that film was, man, unbelievable. He actually lost his voice on set because he was screaming so loudly. And when he came in, I said, Charles, just go from 0 to 100 and hit it hard. And he did just that. I mean, he was on set. He scared me half the time we were on set because he stayed in character. And it's just a testament to how great of an actor that Charles is and how long he's been doing this. So when you have people like Charles, who is seasoned, who's been filming and making movies for years, you have to respect that. That is just pure respect, it's pure heart, and it's pure experience.
What's going on, man? What's the word?
Leaving out of town.
Yeah, you know, had to tie up a few loose ends.
It's going.
Shenji, people like me, you know. But the fact that he killed me should have at least give me another chance to live, man. It was like, boom, snitch.
Fucking snitch.
Reading the script, and me, I like to rewrite the actual script, you know, on my own notes, and or either say it, you know, record myself saying it until my lines get drilled in my head, and then from there, I take a break. I take a break once it's done. As we get closer to the actual film, I get into character mode. You know, I start looking in the mirror and calling myself whatever that character name is.
Just waiting for them. We knew exactly when, where they was gonna be at.
Brody and LaForte's relationship in the film was pretty much a cat and mouse game. You had Brody, who was onto LaForte and his crew, and the tension there was pretty big, because even when you watch the grave scene, you see LaForte go up to Brody and tell him, what the fuck do you want? But their relationship was pretty much a cat and mouse game, in which at the end of the film you see that Brody's partner gets shot. He has to choose to save the life of his partner or best friend, or he has to choose catching the #1 guy he's been chasing throughout the entire film and before. So I think that when LaForte tells him, make a choice, it can't be both of us, Brody is conflicted, but at that moment he's so frustrated, he makes the choice to save Davis.
Pete Casello's role is very interesting. He's Salvi's bodyguard. And if you watch the film, you don't want to cross Salvi. Salvi gave it to everybody, even his crew members. He sets the tone to let you know we don't mess around. We're here to do business.
I think that Graves made a huge impact on everything we've done. I think that the ending of Graves was something that people are going to remember for a long time. And that's all you could really ask for as a filmmaker. Is, did you make an impact? Were you right in the story that you told? Was it complete? But I also think that many times, as a filmmaker, you want to also address every plot hole or every signature style of what the film is. And I think that when we look back on Graves, I think that the audience will have a great respect for the work that we've done here. And you stay tuned, because this is La Salle Productions, and we are revolutionizing independent filmmaking one film at a time.